Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastav and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video, we write a Java program to read an array of characters input. We look at four different cases. Okay. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel because out of 100 viewers, only 2 to 3 are subscribed. More than 95% of my audience is not subscribed, and a subscription is very important. So please do subscribe to my channel. And one more thing before we start is that I teach coding in Hindi on a separate Code with BK Hindi channel as well. So I started this Code with BK channel back in 2018, and through the year I had a request if I could teach in Hindi as well. So I started this separate channel, and if you guys are comfortable with Hindi, and also if you can spare 5 minutes and check this out in channel and let me know your thoughts and reviews about this channel in the comments, please. Right? So we write a Java program to read an array of characters input. Okay, and we look at four possible cases of input. This is the case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. So we complete case 1 and case 2 in this video and case 3 and case 4 in the next video. Because otherwise, if I pick all the four cases in this video, the video goes way too long and it becomes difficult for the person who's watching the video to find exactly what they're looking for. Okay, so in case 1, you are given the number of characters and the characters in the next line, two characters separated by a white space, and the input character cannot be a white space because it is the white space that is separating the two characters. Okay, so how do we solve this is we are given this input 5 number of characters and p question mark krt some characters. Okay, so we can read this number by using next int method of the scanner class. Okay, and then we read this input. Okay, so read the number of characters. Okay, so int n is, I've already taken a static scanner member scanner dot next int. Okay, create the array. Since we know the size of the array, we say char array is new char. Okay, and we return this char array. Okay, read characters from input into this array. Okay, now how do we read these characters? One approach you can do is you use next line to read this entire thing. Next line. Okay, so the line that you will read will contain p space k space r space t. Okay, and then you can say if there is a single space between two characters, you can say index 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So the characters that I need to store are at indices 0 2 4 6 8 0 2 4 6 8. Okay, but it's the case only if there are no leading and trailing white spaces, no white space before p, no white space after t, and there is exactly one single white space between two characters. Okay, so you can pick alternate indices. Okay, second is we can use next with scanner. Okay, that is, what if I have my line as multiple white spaces between two characters? So if I have p space space question mark space 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 using this symbol for a space, k space space r space t. Okay, in this case indices would be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12, and if I use this idea 0 2 4 6 and 8, I get 0 2 4 6 8. I don't get all my characters. Okay, so this idea of picking up alternate indices will work if I have only single white space between two characters, no leading trailing white spaces. This is a very specific case. We can generalize these two cases by using next in a scanner. That is, it create a scanner and we pass this string that we have read inside the scanner. Okay, and scanner can read from the system.in, that is what we are passing here. So if I take my pointer scanner, say s equal to new, and you can see so many sources it can read from, and string is also one of the sources. Okay, we have a string source as well. That is to say, if you're passing some input, okay, from the standard input from the console, that input is also a string text only, right? And then you can also pass input to a scanner using a file object, so that is reading from a file which is also in turn string slash text. So whatever input that you type in standard input or in file, you can directly pass it as a string as well. So I can pass p space space question mark space 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 k space space r space t in this scanner constructor. Okay, and this is going to scan this string. Okay, so what I can do is, I know the number of characters to be read, which is 5. I can use next n times, which is 5 times. Okay, so how next works exactly, I have already posted a separate video that explains this in great detail. In short, next will ignore all white spaces till it finds a string. So it looks for a string. Okay, and according to next, string is a contiguous sequence of characters, no white space in between, contiguous sequence of not white space characters. So when you on this string scanning and calling next the first time, you get p. The first call will give you to next will give you p, calling next. Okay, second call will ignore these white spaces and give you question mark. Third call will ignore these white spaces, give you k. Fourth call will ignore these two white spaces, give you r. Fifth call will ignore this white space, give you t. Okay, and this calling next n times will work with this and with this both, because next will ignore all white spaces till it finds the next string. In our case, the string that you need to read is a string with a single character inside, and then we can do char at 0 on this string to get the first character stored in our array. Okay, so what we do is read the number of characters to be read, then we read the next line as a whole single line, then we create a scanner using this line. So A is next int, B is using next line, C is creating a scanner, D is using next n times to extract these and place it in our array. So we read the line of input is scanner dot next line. Okay, and since we are using next line right after using next int, we will have to absorb the extra change in line as well. Okay, and again, I've explained this in great detail in a video where I explain about next line and next int. In a moment, I'm going to tell you reason why we do this. Okay, I read my line, I need to scan this line, so I say create a string scanner that is going to scan this string, closing this string scanner to get rid of the warning. Okay, and then I call next n times. I say string s is string scanner dot next. Okay, I get the character as s dot char at 0, and then I say char array of I is ch. Okay, or you can do this entire thing in one single line as char array of I is string scanner dot next dot char at 0. Okay, either these 3 lines or this one single line, the same thing. Okay, all right, this will populate this input into your character array which you are returning. So in my main, I can say char chars 1 is get input, and then you say print array. Okay, I'll say chars 1 and I'll just print a prom message so that we have our console. Okay, so I need to provide input, and I'm going to provide the first case where we have 5 p question mark krt. Okay, again the same thing, 5 p space 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 multiple spaces k space space r space t. Works fine because we are using next here. If I don't do this, absorbing the extra change in line, I will get exception on line 42, because if I just on line 42, you see line 42. Okay, this is because we are not absorbing the extra change in line after we are reading an integer, because when I call next int, this integer is read, but after this integer you are also pressing enter to go to the next line. When you press enter to go to the next line, this is the change in line character which is still there in the input. It's a part of the input, right? So next line will read all characters till it finds a change in line. So next line found the change in line as the very first character, so it basically reads a blank string. Okay, the input is now a blank string on which you are trying to create a scanner and extract next, which is not going to work. So you say I'm going to extract absorb this extra change in line, so this is read, and then when again next line is called, it is going to read from the remaining input, which is starting from p, till the next change in line or till the end of input, which is end of this after t. Okay, so that's why in this case now, when I say 10 BALKRISHNA, I get all the characters. Okay, running this again, you can do with any characters as long as they're not white space. So this will work for any characters as long as they are separated by at least a white space. Okay, WEP. All right, so this is your case 1. Okay, moving on to case 2. So in case 2, your input line is the same, you're just not given the number of characters that are supposed to be in this line. So it is your responsibility to figure out how many characters are there in this line. Then you create the array and then you extract characters. So the idea remains the same, is read input line. Okay, count the number of characters in this line. Then you do create the array, right? Then you create the array. Okay, extract characters. Okay, and return the array. Okay, so in the second case, you just have this, okay, as the line of input, where a line of input is, this is case 2. Okay, this is case 1. Okay, your line of input is basically characters separated by a white space, so at least one white space between these two characters. So it can be any number of characters, so it can be A, B, C, D space E, F, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very similar to the previous case, but not, the number of characters are not given separately. Now how I first need to count and then need to extract. So how do I count the number of characters? I can use the same idea of using a scanner and passing a string to this. Okay, I create a scanner object again. Okay, I pass the string p question mark KRT. Okay, I was using next n number of times because I knew the number of characters I need to, number of strings I need to extract. Okay, number of single character strings I need to extract. In this case, I use combination of has next and next. Okay, so if I initialize my number of characters to 0, has next will return true as long as I can extract a string from this scanner. Okay, and next is going to extract that string. So as long as has next is true, I can do next. So in this string, has next will return true because this is the next string to extract, returns true. When I call next, this is extracted and this is the input left. Okay, I will increment n by 1 because I extracted one string. Again, has next will return true because this white space is ignored. This question mark is the next string available. So next will ignore this white space, return this single question mark as a string, and I increment n by 1. Again, has next will return true because k is available. Next is gonna ignore this white space, return this k as a string. So this is red and goes to 3. Again, has next will return true because r is available as the next string. Next is going to ignore this white space, return this r as a single character string, and n goes to 4. Again, has next is going to return true because t is available as the next string. Next is going to ignore the white space, read this t. Okay, so I increment n to 5. Has next now returns false because there is no more characters left to check. Okay, so in order to count the number of characters, let me just read the line first. Okay, single line of input. Okay, to count the number of characters, we create the scanner same way. Okay, string scanner dot close. Okay, I say int n equal to 0 while string scanner dot has next. Okay, as long as there is a string available, in our case the string is a single character, I will just extract the string. Okay, because I don't need to store it, I just need to count how many strings I can extract. I do n plus plus. Okay, so by the end of this while loop, my n will store the number of characters in this string line, and then I can create the array. Okay, which I will have to eventually return. So my return is also set. I just need to extract characters now. Okay, for extracting the characters, I can use the same thing since I have the array now. Okay, you can also use this while loop as well because the number of characters extracted here gives you the number of characters, and the number of characters will remain the same if I create a new string scanner with the same line. Okay, that is to say, I remove this. We create a fresh string scanner object passing the same line, and for n number of times I do next and caret 0 to get the, okay, storing it in the array, and this is how it works. Okay, so if I do for my case 2 and 2 and 2, commenting this out. Okay, so my input is simply a line containing white space separated characters. So P space question mark KRT, 5 characters. Okay, again, if you want to know the number of characters, you can say uh, plus this is char array dot length plus chars. Okay, or you can do the entire characters thing. Okay, so running this again, P question mark KRT, 5 chars. Running this again, BALI, 4 chars. And I can have multiple spaces between two characters. So P, K, 590, P, L, R, T, U, Y, whatever number of characters I want to pass, I just need to press enter. Okay, and this line is going to be split into characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters. Okay, all right, let me run this again. See, maybe only one character. Okay, let me run it again with leading white spaces P, O, L, T, 7, 8, some special characters. Okay, so this is 9 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, so this was your case 2. In the next video we see case 3 and case 4. So case 4 becomes tricky if you want to read a white space, and then you have to carefully decide that you use next or next line. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful and you like this video. So if there is any doubt, there's a part you don't understand, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all the comments, and you can also let me know in the comments if there's a question you want to solve or there's a concept you want to discuss. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.